screen? Is able to see my screen, right? My screen is visible, clear, Sachet?
Yes.
Yeah. So let me
Yes.
start the today journey. So good morning, welcome to CG for all. So agenda of the today is basically we will learn the selectors in CSS, how to manage the basic selectors in CSS. So agenda of the today is skeleton. Basic skeleton means already we know, but only revamp the thing, previous things, and selectors in HTML. So let's start the today journey. Keep the agenda in mind. So basically any CSS will be part of the head in general. So either we are explicitly writing the CSS code in head part, or we are referring on file, and from the file we are in the file we are writing the CSS code, right? So that we have already know, and we will understand now itself. Second thing, any CSS code, we are writing the CSS code. So what is the basically syntax of the CSS code? CSS is basically considered of selectors and declarations. So let us open an example and then we learn easily. So now, so let us consider style part. We have a CSS. So here is a CSS. Then although we know any CSS consisting of the two things, one is selectors, one is declarations. Selector, what it will do? It will mapping with the HTML element, and declaration which contain property and value. Let us understand with an example. So let us consider this is the selectors. This is the what the selectors do. It is the map with the HTML element, and then after the selectors there is a definition. The definition should be in start bracket, curly bracket, and in curly bracket, and this definition containing property and value. So this property and value. So this property and value combined defined with a colon, and we will separate the two property with a semicolon. So in general, there is no need to give much gap between a space between property and value. Okay, till that is clear. Now, now so mapping of the HTML element and selectors with the many names. So now like we have a ID, we have the name, we have the element name, we have the class name. So by all these parameters, we can map the HTML elements and CSS. Clear? Till that is clear, let us understand with an example. So although we have understand, so now what is the syntax of the CSS? Basically in the style part, we have to give for this element, we are providing the style sheet. Okay. Now here P is a selector and red is a color, that already we know. Now let us understand today with an selectors. Okay, selectors first thing is based on the name. So based on the name, HTML element, we can define the CSS color. Let us understand with an example. So we have a P tag and P tag and P tag. P is a element name. If we want to handle all the P element with a CSS with P with this element name, P is a paragraph. This is a element. Then all the P elements, this color should be reflect. What should be reflect? Text line is left and color is blue. Let us run this example and understand. Now P, so this is the P. So all the P elements should be left aligned. Means when we run this program, it should be left aligned. So we can able to see here CG for all online learning center. See ABC of UI program which contain HTML CSS. If we want to change this to be center, let change and see the difference, or let contain, let the change the color red. Then it should be easily we can see. See, color is changed. So if we want, so if we want to handle any all the HTML elements with any HTML elements, CSS color styling sheet manage, we can handle by these elements. So there is a one way to handle the CSS color. Let's go with the next session. Next is we can handle CSS with the ID. Okay. So let us understand with an example. Same P, we have a 3P is there, right? So no, we don't want to CSS with all the P. We want to a specific element. So then top of the P, we need the ID. So we need the ID, means there is a way we have to give the ID elements, right? So for these elements, we are given the ID. Based on this ID, we have to map. And this ID in general, unique across the page. In the same page, ID should be unique. Clear? So then this ID is mapped with the CSS with the hash symbol. Okay. So if anywhere in the CSS file or internal shaded embedded CSS, you see the hash symbol, meaning is mapping based on the ID. Let us understand this example. ID selector. Now let us open this first code. Now, so we have a 3 paragraph. First paragraph we are mentioning CG for all. Second paragraph online learning center. Third paragraph ABC of UI program which contains HTML, CSS, JavaScript and jQuery. So in the first P we are taking this ID. So when we with this comp name, so this is the ID. When we comp name is defining, we are defining text line center and red. So this comp name is only applicable where this ID is mapped, because this time our scenario, we should not need to change the color of all the paragraph. We have to change the color for the specific paragraph which contain this ID. So now let us run, see this output. So CG for all, only this part CG for all is maintaining the center and red. If I change this, it would be right or left. Let's see is changing or not. So only here is changing, it's not reflecting to other. Clear? Let's move to the next section. Based on the ID, we understand. Now, second, this point generally, so basically, when giving the naming convention, don't put the start with the number. This is the one of the things. So if you run, sometimes you give the example, but that based on the browser, but it's not a good practice like give the ID based on the number. Okay, camel case convention we have to follow. Now, next thing is selectors based on the class name. HTML element with a specific class attribute. So till now we have to go with the element name of the HTML ID. Then next is class name. Okay. So let's understand with an example. Class selector. Now, so here this is the class name. So class house mapping with a dot. So this dot, if anywhere you see the class name dot symbol in the CSS file or embedded or external CSS, meaning this dot is a class name for this, right? Now, so what is the difference between class and ID? ID is unique for the element, but this class we can use across the 10 HTML elements or 20 HTML elements. If same kind of scenario we want to reflect in other classes also, we can use it. But ID is a generally we have to push the unique across a single page. Now, let's run this example. Class selector. So class selector. So now same content basically. So class name is this. So now if we want to use the same class name, and use for this paragraph, we can use it. But that facility we don't have the with the ID. We can use it, but that is not a good practice because ID we are doing the many operation. So let us how can we analyze this example? Let us consider. Let us understand like we have a same name of a guy is Ram. Now Ram in east class name class his name is Ram Prasad. Ram Prasad. This is his first name. Okay. Then other he's in home. His name is called as like Babu, right? Babu. Then there's the same guy is a different name. So same like we have a element, right? The same element we have a ID, we have a class name, we have a attribute name. So but element is same. So we have different attribute. Based on the attribute we can use their features. Now so might be he have a girl or boy, he have a girlfriend or boyfriend, then that name also is the one of the name like Sona Babu or something nowadays we people are calling. So that kind of a things we have, right? But the same element we have same way in the CSS also. Till now what we understand, we have understand based on the name, based on the ID, based on the class name. Let's understand with the next example. So class name we can use across many of the CSS. Okay, now till that is clear, Sachat?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, so now there is a scenario comes when we have a name and class is combined. So sometimes we have a name also and class. So let us see here. So this H1 and this P. So this class name is a two places, right? But we want to be segregate. Generally is not a good practice. We have to remove any paragraph or change. So we have to write a code in such a way that existing code should not be removed or override, because we don't know what is the meaning, how they are writing. So top of that we have to write the code. So for this H class name is used for the H1 as well as the P element. Okay. So but our requirement only P element, this P element should be referred. So this is the class name. So how can we map these selectors with the element P, and this is the class name. So P dot class name. Is hope is clear. Let us run this program and understand. This is the example basically. Here, so this P we have using for two elements. One is H1 and one is P. But what is our requirement? We need to change the color for only P. So then we can use like P dot class name. Okay. So there is also a way to handle this. Let's run this. When we run, so online learning center should be changed. Online learning center only is having this class name with this element. Okay. So let us consider suppose I change this one to H1. Control S and refresh this. See, now it should be reflecting to corresponding element. Now H1 which containing the class name as comp name. So hope is clear now. So there is such a many way to map the selectors with the HTML elements. Okay. Now universal selector like if a symbol page we need to change the color for all this CSS, then we use the star like if you know the Java or Python, we are importing all the packages, all the classes. So let us run with an example. So here we have the elements H1, P, class name, all that. But when we put this star, means this star meaning all the CSS across this, it should be aligned with this style sheet. Okay. When this HTML is load, this star symbol, we do pass this information to HTML, and accordingly the web page is rendered in the browser. Okay. Basically, browser also containing some CSS. When we explicitly putting our CSS, that page is formatting in such a way how we are instructed in the our style sheet. Let us run this and see. So this is kind of all the pages if we want to requirement. So some style sheet common across all. So we can put the star, but this is not a very good practice. But depends upon the requirement we can use. Now universal selectors we have already understand with example. Next is group selectors. Group selectors like in a element, if we have a many items, right? So suppose we have a H1, H2 and P. Now how it is here. So H1, H2, P. But I want to be a same CSS to be applied with the two elements. So then what we will do? We will use these two elements with a comma separated. So this CSS styling sheet we need to be applied for H1 and H2. So H1 and H2 combined and put this CSS. Let us run and see this how it is working or not. Group selector. So now let us open first to see the code. So now here, so we have H1 and H2. H1 and H2. H1 is CG for all, and B is ABC of UI program which contain HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and jQuery. So it's reflecting clearly. So we have understand how it is the grouping sector. So today we are clearly understand how the selectors and HTML elements is mapped. So what are the ways? We mapped with the ID, we mapped with the name, we map with the HTML elements, universal selectors, grouping of a selectors, although we know. So let's practice and understand. So Sachet, you have any doubt?
No, no, understood.
Okay, then thank you. So we are on the social media also. Please like, subscribe, and share our channel. And do not forget to free to reach out to us by the corresponding mail ID and mobile number. So thank you. Let me stop the video and then we will discuss.